I'm Giovanni Gallucci, and we are talking about social media and how you can use social media and social networking to enhance your online marketing initiatives. And right now, during this chapter, we're going to talk about presence applications. We're going to go and have a look at some of these, and one thing that is really cool about some of these applications, and I'll show you some of this stuff, is that there are tons and tons of tie-ins to this. We talked in our last conversation about the fact that Facebook was really smart about going and allowing developers to jump onto its API, its application programming interface, and build integrated applications that work with it. And these other applications have learned those lessons that that Facebook had found were effective and good lessons to learn. And right out of the gate, they came out with program access to their code as well. So you'll see in a lot of these things that you don't necessarily have applications that tie directly into these, but what you have is applications that can take the functionality and, just like with Facebook, tie it in to other platforms. So one I want to look at, I mentioned Haiku, I mentioned Dodgeball, I mentioned Pownce and Twitter. We're going to spend most of our time looking at Twitter. What I do want to show you, though, is the difference between Pownce and Twitter. You'll see the interfaces themselves are very, very similar. If I look at Twitter, essentially what I have at the top of the page, and this is where I log in at, is I've got a place where I can type in my message, and actually Twitter does allow me 140 characters. I've got a list of all of the other folks that have had the most recent conversations that have come through from folks within my network. Over here you can see some basic information about the last things that have come through on my Twitter account. You see the folks that are my friends, and I can expand this out and look at everybody within my network if I want to. So there's a nice listing of folks, and I can go through here and I can click on individual accounts and see what's going on their accounts as well. So very, very similar to some other stuff that you've seen so far in the text and the social networking realm. If I come over here to Pownce and do the same thing, looks very familiar. I've got a listing here or a text box where I can type in a message. What's cool here with Pownce is that it gives me a place to actually click and add a hyperlink. Now within Twitter you can add hyperlinks as well. It's just that you have to know how to write the code to make that happen. You can add files like I'd mentioned before, and you can also add events and sign people up for events, and that's something that's unique to Pownce as well. So you can actually use this as a very light, kind of disconnected calendaring application if you'd like to. So you've got, again, a list of all your friends within your network. You've got your friends listed over here. And you have a listing here up front because they really want to build a community out quite quickly. They've got some nice call to action whenever people are trying to request to be a friend of mine. I don't know who that is, and I'll have to click on it later to see if it's allowed. So basic information, settings. We've talked about profile pictures and talked about content on profiles. You want to make sure that you utilize the space you have to help enhance your brand, whether it's a personal brand or whether it's a company, and take this real estate you're given on this website that's very heavily trafficked and use it well. There's that handsome photo again. You can actually, similar to Verb, you can come through and add themes to your Pownce page, and you can modify them. Pownce allows you to receive email notifications when different events happen. And then one way that they generate cash is they have a pro account that allows you to go and upload larger files and have some additional functionality. So, like I said, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Pownce. It's a great platform, but I'm going to spend my time kind of showing you some details and talking about this stuff by using Twitter. So I've logged into Twitter here. This is my account, and it's very, very easy to use. Any marketer ought to be able to use this thing once you log in. Basically, Twitter asks you the question when you come in, what are you doing? I liken this platform and this social community is basically the Seinfeld of Web 2.0. It's interesting to watch everything that's going on here, and the first thing you're going to notice is that for the most part it's a whole lot of nothing. These are the details of people's everyday life, the minutia, what they're doing at work. They're walking the dog, they're steaming broccoli. They came home and found out that their air conditioner is not working. Their boss is snooping around somebody's cube. Whatever it is, it's the minutia of people's everyday lives. But it's amazing how quickly you get pulled into this environment, and that's easily seen by the fact that there's just a huge number of people that are using this system. I don't know how many people are using Twitter. I know the growth has just been astronomical, and there's a lot of people that talk about Pounce, which is a newer platform, and some of the other ones that came before these two now are picking up steam and users, basically on the effect of the success of these. So what are you doing right now? I'm just going to come in here and say, while I've been using this, I've noticed the way that this answers questions or inputs questions into the system. And if you look at the stream of conversation down here, what you'll see is what you and they are doing. It's got a listing of what everybody is taping a class on social media for, here we go, www.xtrain.com. And someone at Xtrain has told me that it's a lowercase x. So let's go ahead and extend the brand and put that capitalized T there. Giovanni is taping a class on social media for xtrain.com. Now, what you're going to see whenever this comes through is that that's going to turn into a hyperlink for us. So let me make sure. I don't know if I need to add that HTTP in front, so don't remember off the top of my head, so let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. It's www. So you've got something here that says Giovanni is taping a class on social media for www.xtrain.com. Everybody, which at this point I've got about 1,200 people within my network, everybody within that network gets that message. Let me sign out real quick and see if it shows up on the front page. Going. Didn't make it in time, but basically everything that comes through Twitter goes onto that home page as well.